Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Lulwa Tech Design, and I'm your boy Lulwa Mark. We are back with our project, and this is the third part. And of course, we are going to focus so much on the roofing part because we finished modeling. Okay, we finished first of all creating the walls, creating the openings, placing components, furnishing the rooms. Now we are basically left with the roofing and the facading. So this is what we have done so far in this project. When we come to the 3D, you should be able to see something like this, right? It has all the openings, and we were able to give the head height equally or evenly for all the openings. And of course, we furnish the rooms really properly. As you can see inside here, every component has been placed according to the the space. And of course, we ensured that everything was placed in the right order. And of course, we also learned how to create this partition wall inside and put in these components. So not to waste a lot of time, we are going straight away to the roofing part. And before we even do the roofing, we are supposed to create a floor on top of this so that we can create our roof. That's we're going to do a concrete gutter, so we shall have a lean-to roof. You learn how to create a lean-to roof. There are so many roof types, but we want to do a lean-to roof, and we shall hide it so that it becomes a hidden roof. So let's go to the roof plan. You do create a roof from the roof plan or the roof level. So when you click on the roof level, it will open up like this, and it will show you your entire floor plan, but of course they will not be active. They'll be grayed out because it's below the level that we are working on. It only shows that there is something below here that can be used as a reference so that you can create your roof. So before we create the roof, we're going to create a floor for it. So let's go to architecture. We're looking for a floor in architecture. I'll edit type from here, then I'll duplicate. I'll say uh, top floor, maybe you can say top floor. The other one was ground floor, so let's do that. And when we edit type, I think I even don't need to create another floor because we have already created the down one, and it is having this same thickness that I need. So if you want to create another one, or of course you already know how to do it, this is the process. But for me, I'm not going to create a new one. I'll just use what we had already created. So I'll come to the pick line as the method, and I'll pick the interior sides of the walls, just like that, like this. Pick everywhere, like that, like that. I guess that's all. Now we go to our trim, and we shall extend this one to that, and then of course this one to this. I think that is all. Then we shall just finish it from here like that. Then when we come to the 3D, we shall see that our house is now covered. You can't see the components inside. The only thing you can now see are these openings from outside. Back to the roof plan. Now we're going to create our roof. Remember, I told you we're creating a lean-to roof. We can try and create a hip roof, gable roof, but I think it will waste a lot of time. For now, we shall do a lean-to roof. If you want to learn how to create a hip roof, we already have a video for that in this channel. You can check in the playlist. You'll be able to see how to create a hip roof. So you go to architecture, you look for roof. I can see it here. We drop down, we select the first one, roof by footprint. Of course, there are so many options. There's roof by extrusion, roof by face, and all these, but we shall choose roof by footprint. And then I'll come to also pick line. I'll start picking line. For the roof, if you are creating a lean-to roof, of course you also pick the interior sides of the wall, and you need to know where you want your water to pour so that it will guide you on the slope. So you understand how to create slopes just like that, like this. So now we have created our roof. However, we did not edit the type. We just selected the roof and started drawing. Now let's edit the type here. Then you go to duplicate. You say this is our roof, maybe that's our roof. Then now we shall edit the type the same way we edited the walls, floor, and all those. The thickness of this roof, I'll just put it at let's say 15 millimeters. Then the category, let's create a new material here. Create a new material, right click, rename. I'll say our roof once again. Then in the graphics, I'll choose something brown. I always like these brown colors for my roof. Then I'll come to the appearance. I'll open the asset browser. We can just look for roof, something like this. Roof. So roofing, we have all these options for the roof, standing seam, span styles. All these ones look to be like tile. All these are tiles, I guess. There, okay. There are others here. Let's look for the material we want. But I need something brown like this. Okay, I think I'll go with this. Then I'll just close this. I'll say apply. I'll say okay. Then from here, I'll just say okay. Apply. Okay. Now we have edited our roof. And of course, let me first finish this so that you can see something. When I just finish, right now this roof we have created is actually a hipped roof. When I click finish, it will ask you that would you like to attach the highlighted wall to the roof. Please always choose don't attach. Click on don't attach. When you come to the 3D, you will see this roof, the roof we have created. Right now it is a hipped roof, however we want a lean-to roof that will be hidden. So we shall go back to edit it and change it to a lean-to roof. So you just click on the roof from the 3D, you come to edit footprint like this, then you go to the roof plan. You can now start changing where you want the water to fall. Now I want my water to pour this side, so I'll click on this line. I'll come to this define slope. I'll uncheck it. I'll come to this one. I'll uncheck it. So you uncheck all the slopes that you don't want water to pour from. So you only leave that slope where water is going to pour. So you uncheck all these ones. Then we are just left with this one. However, I don't want this line to be exactly at this what? It should not touch this wall. So we're going to offset it. I'll click on offset. I'll offset it at 500 inside, just like that. Then I'll have to trim, and I'll pick the interior one, just like that. We shall delete the outside. Now we have offset our roof a little bit inside. The area that we have left will be for our concrete gutter, where water will flow and it will slope into the duct, and from the duct it will go to the manhole and to the septic tank and the soak pit. So the roof want it to be, I want mine to be at 5 degrees. Yes, I'll leave mine at 5 degrees. So when I click OK, I don't attach. When I come to the 3D, you'll see this is what we have. You see? The roof is now sloping at 5 degrees towards the side that we wanted it to slope. And of course, it is sloping towards the back side of our house. I want it to pour water at the back side because the front will be protected. So now we have created our roof. This is how you can create a roof. We changed from hipped roof to lean-to. Now you know this roof cannot stay like this. It needs to be covered with parapet walls around. So we're going to create our parapet walls. For you to create parapet walls, you go back to your roof plan, then you start creating walls on top of these ones. So when we come to architecture, we select the wall, we pick the wall we have been creating before. So I'll just create my parapet walls here. I'll create one wall here, I'll create another one here, I'll create another wall, let's say here. I'm creating sort walls because I'm going to use trim to extend them. So I can create another one here. You make sure the walls are perfectly aligned with the ground floor walls. Just like that. Just like this. So now the walls have been created. What I need to do, I'll just come to, let me select one wall. I'll come to trim. I'll trim this and extend it to that. I'll extend this to this. I'll extend this to this. So you just keep extending them like that until you have extended all of them. Where did this one extend? Let me first go back. This, not that. This one has to extend with this. This has to extend with that. Then this one has to extend with did we create another one here? It has to extend with that. So let's go to the 3D and see what we have. Well, this is what we have. We have created our parapet walls. You can see they have covered the roof properly. However, this is not what we want to achieve. We don't want the parapet walls to be all that high. For now, I'll click on one, and from the uncoordinated side or size, we shall reduce it. Let me give it this side. I'll say 500, just 500, and see if it can properly cover. If it doesn't cover the roof, I guess we need 1000, just like that. Now this one has covered the roof, so this one I'll just come to match properties. I'll match this property to this, just like that. I'll also match this property to that one, something like that. Then of course there's something we want to do. I'm going to split this wall. You'll understand why later. So I'll go to the roof plan, I'll split this wall, I'll come to split tool, I'll split it from here like that. When I come to the 3D, I'll match this other property to that side. Now you can see I've made these ones shorter than these ones. So however, I'm going to still reduce this. Since we gave this one 1.1 meters, we can do 1.3 maybe here for this. Then we shall match properties. So I'll come to match properties. I'll match this property to this, to that, to this, to this, to this. So that is what I want to achieve. I want this side. I think I'm still going to reduce this. I'll match this property to this, because I want to achieve something. I don't want to have the same elevation or the same height. When I put this thing like this, for example, if I come to, let's say, front, you should be able to see that this side is shorter than this one. This is basically for design. It has nothing to do with the construction or the technology. This is purely design. I want this side to be shorter, and it is going to help us when we start facading. So for the roof, I think we are really done. The only thing that we are left with is our parapet wall. I mean, we have done the parapet wall. The only thing we are left with is maybe the gutter, the duct, I mean. So for your house, you always have a duct to drain water from the roof. So we can have our duct here, maybe here. Let me come to the ground floor. I see the distance from this side where we can put the duct. Let me measure. From here to here is 1.6. I guess that is enough. So I'll create my duct here. I'll just select any wall. I'll come to create similar. Create a wall here at maybe 1.2, like that. Then I'll create another one here, just like that. Then I can create another one here, can create another one here. So that is our duct. What I'll do, I'll come to the align tool. I'll align this to that. Then we shall pick our align dimension tool to measure this. This is 1000. This is 900. So I'll make this 600, just like that. Then this other one can remain at 1000, no problem about that. So I'm just doing this to illustrate how you can create a duct. So now the duct will have the height of this parapet wall. So I'll come on the line using the line tool. I'll select the upper part of the parapet wall. I can take this up. Now I can come to match properties. I'll match this property to the rest of the duct walls, just like that. Let me see. So we are going to also increase this one inside. So match properties of this one to that, just like that. So this is how you can create a parapet wall, I mean a duct for the rainwater, to collect rainwater. So this one has to be covered because it is open really. So I'm going to delete these dimension lines. So you have to cover it with a floor. So I'll come to texture. I'm looking for a floor. I'll use a texture floor. Then of course we shall pick lines. We shall just pick the, you can even let's say we are going to offset. You pick line, you come to the offset. We shall offset let's say 100, just like this. You pick, you pick, and our floor to floor height was 3.5, and this parapet wall was 1 meter. That means 4.5. That should be the height offset of this floor of the duct. So it will be 4 point let's say 6, and see what we shall get. So when you come to the 3D, you see it is sitting perfectly at the tip of the duct. So that is how you can cover the duct. It is not supposed to be open because supposed to collect the rain or water from the gutters, not direct from the rain. So now we have finished creating our roof. We have finished creating the duct. We are just left with the facading. That is exactly what we are starting now. So first of all, we are going to create a curtain wall on this wall here, because I don't want this wall to have a lot of I don't want it to have a lot of walls. So we shall create I think, yeah, we shall do a curtain wall here. Let's just click on this. If you want to create a curtain wall, you click on this wall, you come to this icon that says temporary hide, you click on it, you isolate the wall just like that. Now here you can create your curtain wall. You can select the wall, you go to split, right? You click on split, then you need at least some distance for the wall. I'll split there, then I'll come this side, I can split at 500 just like that. And then of course I'll also leave some gap down, let's say 300 just like that. And then up here I'll split it where this opening is just like that. And then I'll click on the wall that we just partitioned. Now you come to this wall tool and drop down, you look for this curtain wall, you click on it, it will turn this into a curtain wall. Now we need to give it a grid. You come to architecture, you look for curtain grid, then you can place a grid. I'll place a grid here, I'll place another grid here. For now that is enough. I'll come to architecture and put mullions, and then you select all lines, you come and click on the curtain wall, it will create something like this. So this is now a curtain wall, though it looks like a window. When I come to this icon, I reset the temporary, we shall have that, you see, shall have that curtain wall, and it is looking nice. It is looking nice. I guess we just need one more grid. I need to place another grid in the middle, so you can select it. You also isolate it from this temporary hide. You isolate it. You come to architecture. You look for curtain grid. You can create another one here. You go to architecture. You click on mullion. You can place the mullion there, just like that. Then you can remove. You go to the temporary hide, reset, and we are back just like that. You make sure you save your work always to avoid losing your work. Now we have created that. Then we are going to create something. We're going to create something. First of all, I want to bring I want to create another floor down. I'm going to create another floor down that will act as our ground floor. So like a step down from the ground floor. So we shall go to the ground floor, then we shall select our floor. We shall choose the floor that we used for all our floor components. So we shall pick line. I'll just pick the exterior lines of the house like that. I think I need to offset. Do I? Anyway, we shall offset later. Then I'll pick this one. I'll pick I think I'll pick this. I'll pick that. For now, that is enough. But okay, let's go to the trim. Then I'll extend this to the other one. I'll have to extend it to, let's see, extend this to, okay, this one is not working. So we shall pick this side just like that, so that we can trim this and extend it to that. Then we can now extend this to this middle one. I'll delete it. Then I also want to extend this one to the far end here like that. This one I'll also delete it. Now you remember our floor is sitting, our ground floor is sitting 200 millimeters down. Is it? It's 150 millimeters down, but it's sitting on level 0. That means we are going to take this one negative 150 down. It will enter a little bit into the foundation. You can see that, and the Revit has not complained. That means from the house you step down 150 millimeters to access this ground floor, just like that. See how nice it is looking. So that is the veranda already created. So from the veranda you can choose to create steps here. If you want to create steps, that is exactly how you do it. You create a floor, you need to understand the measurement, because I know the thickness of our floor is 150, so we shall keep stepping down 150 millimeters until you can create steps the way you want. For now, I think I am not going to create more steps, but we are achieving our facades. Actually, we have started doing that. So I want to create something like an opening, or just a cover for this veranda of ours. Something up here that will act as a cover for our veranda. So it has to come all the way to this part here. So to achieve that, what I'll do, I'll come to our architecture. We go to components. We place, this time we're going to model in place. We look for generic models. You click OK. You can name it. You can say veranda. I don't know if the spelling is okay. You can say veranda, just like that. Or you can put anything you want. The name doesn't matter. So I've selected extrusion. I'm sorry I didn't show it to you, but let me do it once again. You come to architecture, you go to components, you say model in place, you search for generic models, you click OK, you rename it. This time I'll not rename, I just click OK. Then I've selected extrusion. Then you come to this set, you pick a plane, you say OK. Then from here you have to pick a plane. You see, when you highlight on a wall, it will show you those blue lines. That means that is going to be the plane where you're going to draw your extrusion. So I'll click that. Then I come and pick the method I want to use for drawing. So I'll just pick any method for sure, but I like the rectangular one. So I'll just draw my rectangle here like that. And you can do your measurements, but for now I don't want to really measure a lot, but maybe we can just do 200, just like that, and then we click to finish, and then we finish. Now you will see your extrusion is here. Now extrusion is flexible. You can use these arrows to stretch it the way you want. You can stretch it like that. You can also stretch this on this side. You can stretch this on this side. That is how extrusion works. You can stretch it any way. It will always go, and it gives you the option to also create something that is flexible. It is flexible. Now we're going to create something on this extrusion to cover the whole of this, and that is going to be a sweep. So I'll create a sweep on this face of the extrusion to cover it from here. Now if you want to create a sweep, you go to architecture, you click on components, model in place, still generic models, you click OK. You can rename it. I'll leave it at that. Then instead of extrusion, today I'm going to select sweep. Then we shall come and select this pick path, and the path we're picking for sweep, it will show you the edge of a component or wall. I'll click on that, it will give you this red thing. Then you click to finish. Then you come to edit profile. Then you click on this front, and it will give you that. You click on this little button here, or this triangular shape. You click on that and it will generate for you that angle. Now you can create your sweep from here. I'll just create something simple. Like this, just like that. Then I'll just finish it. I'll finish it. Then when we turn around, you'll see this is what we have created. But I want this thing to cover the whole of this part. That means I need to measure the distance using the measure. I want to measure the distance from here up to here. It is 1.3. That means the whole of this is going to be 1.3, because that's what I want to have. So I'll click on the sweep. I'll edit in place. I'll click on it again. I'll edit sweep. I'll zoom a bit and select that red button like that, and then you click on edit profile. You click on this front part, and you click on that triangle again to get this. So it is supposed to be 1.3. So 1.3 divided by 2, that should be 700 what? 700 should be 650, I guess. So if this side is 650, then we shall offset this side also 650, just like that. Then of course we shall trim this to this, this to that. Then this I'll delete the mid one. Then I'll just finish it and finish it and finish it. So when I come back, that's what I'll get. Now I have it all. You see that? I got it all. So we have achieved that. That's exactly what we wanted to achieve. However, the thickness is the issue. Now to make sure that this thickness is okay, we drew this thing on the extrusion, and you can easily stretch this extrusion. So we shall just push this extrusion inside, and it will go with our sweep, just like that. You see, you go with our sweep. So that is how easy you can achieve this with the extrusion and the sweep. And I feel there's a little bit distance here from down and up, but for now we shall not dwell so much on that. However, I've just shown you how to achieve this with the sweep, but I think the best I'm going to do this will be using extrusion, because there's something I want to do around here that will be uniform to all this side. So the sweep will limit us. So I'm going to click on it, I'll delete it. Then I'll come to my architecture, component, model in place, generic model. You click OK, you come to extrusion. I'm going to select, I'll set plane, I'll pick plane, I'll say OK. This time I'm going to pick this plane, just like that. Then I'll choose this rectangle. Then I'll draw this all the way up to here, just like that. So I want the thickness is already there, 2.5. So I'll just click before finishing. You can change the material from here. Let's click on this material, and this time we're looking for the white color because we already had the white color, I guess. White color, we don't have a white color, so we're going to create one. So you click on this create new material, you create, then we shall name it white color, just like that. So you come to your graphics, you change this to white by just taking this all the way there. You click OK, and then in appearance we shall have to open the asset browser from here. And then we look for paint, and we're looking for a white paint. So let's say wall paint, and we're looking for a white one, which is here. This cool white, I'll close, I'll apply this, I'll say OK. Then I'll finish up here, I'll finish it up just like that. That's exactly what I wanted to achieve. That's what I wanted to achieve for sure. And then this extrusion, this one here, I'm going to align it with this by just dragging this a little bit down like that, so that when we see from here, you see it is aligning with this, but we want this face to also align with this one. So I'll drag this one towards outside. Let's see, now it has covered that area. It has covered that area perfectly. So that's how you can achieve things with extrusion. Extrusion is one tool that is very, very powerful when you're modeling. So now I can reduce the height of this wall. So I'll come to match properties, I'll match the property to that. And then I'll also match the property to this. So just like that, I guess we are good to go from this part here. Though you may not see what we really want to achieve, but there's something we're already doing here. Now we are going to create another design from this part here. I'm going to create another design from this part. So I'll come to architecture, model in place. You're looking for generic models, click OK, rename it, click OK. I'll use extrusion still. I'll set plane, I'll pick the plane, I'll click OK. The plane is this. Let's select, it is this plane here. So I'll come to rectangle, I'll pick this, I'll draw something here, just like that, just like that. Now if we leave this, if we just finish this up like this, let's say the material is still white. However, let me go back. You realize we drew this thing using a plane that is inside. That is the challenge. If you pick a wrong plane, it will draw it in the wrong place. So you need to pick the right plane so that you always draw it in the right plane. So extrusion again, set plane, pick a plane. This time we need to be really so sure of the plane we have picked. I guess it is this one. I think it is this one here. Yeah, it should be. So we're going to draw it again, just like that. Then when we finish that, you'll see that it covers our window. When you just draw that and finish it, you will cover your window. Now you need to remove this window. There are so many options you can do that. The first I'll show you is you click on the extrusion, you edit in place, you click on it again, you edit the extrusion, you come to this, you can pick lines actually, you can pick lines, you just now pick the window lines like that, like this, you pick all the window lines, so window lines, maybe that, so you can can trim this to this. I can trim this to this. So I can trim this to that. I can trim this to that. So when I finish, you realize our window is back open. See that? That's exactly what I wanted to achieve. Then I want to create another design here. So we shall still click on it, edit in place, click on it again, edit extrusion. So I'm going to create some lines here. This I can use offset. So I'll offset, let's say 200. No, let me offset 300. Hope this space is enough. I'll offset here. 300 looks much. No, it's okay. 300. Then I'll give a gap of 20, like that. That is too little. A gap of 50, just like that. Then I'll also offset 300 again, like that. Then a gap of 50, just like that. So we need to come to the split tool, split here. You split here. If you don't split, it will be very hard for you to trim. And if you don't trim, Revit cannot accept lines that are crossing each other from different sides. So this one has to be with this one has to be like this. You have to trim and extend. I'm using the trim and extend tool to do this, like this. Trim and extend, trim and extend, trim and extend. Revit can only read when you have properly trimmed and extended all the lines like this. There should be no loops. So when I click OK and finish, that's what we shall get. You remember our design? That's exactly what they had. And I want to create a dark color. I am going to create a dark color for our design. And to create a dark color, I will use this extrusion. I'll click on it and edit in place. I'll click on it again. I'll come to this material. Instead of this white, I'll click on this icon. I'll create a new material. I'll rename it gray color. So for the graphics, I guess I'll just increase the darkness. Then for the appearance, I'll open our asset browser. Then I'll look for paint again. Another paint. So we are still looking for wall paint, and this time we want the black one. That black is too much. Let's do this gray, dark gray. So I'll just close that. I'll apply, click OK, finish. Though I'm not going to use it for this extrusion, but I just wanted it to be among our colors. We shall use it for the walls. So I'll click on this and change it now back to white. So this one has to go back to white color, which we already created. Just now search for it and click on it, OK, and OK. Now I'm going to change the colors of this wall to the gray color. You come to this paint here, you see PT, the shortcut. You click on it, it will open for you this material browser. You can look for the material you have created. So I'm looking for the gray color. So I'll click on it. I'll just start painting the walls, just like that. You can paint the walls. So I don't need these red colors. I don't need them. So I'll change the red colors to dark gray. So for now it's okay. That's where we shall stop with this part. So let's go to the next side. Here I am going to create something. I'm going to create some pillars here, just on this part here. So we shall still use extrusion. I'll come to architecture, components, model in place. You're looking for generic models. Click OK. You can rename and OK. I'll select extrusion. I'll come to set. I'll pick a plane. I'll say OK. And the plane I'm going to use has to be maybe this wall. Just that it will work for us perfectly well. So now I'll come to this rectangle. I'll create one. First of all, I'll create one pillar here, or just a model. Let me see if it will start in the ground. It's okay. So there. So we shall do the measurement. I want it to be, let's say 350, just like that. Then I want to offset it. I want to have 3 of them. 350. Let's do even 400. Just like that. Then I'll come to offset. I'll offset it at let's say 150. I'll offset here. That one looks small. I'll set 200. Just like that. Then that will be a gap. Of course, we are creating the next one at 400. Then I'll offset it at 200. Then we are creating another 400. You'll see exactly what we are doing. So I can escape. And then I'll come to this line. I'll close the loops. Just like that. Come down. You close that loop. You close this loop. Just like this. Then in the material, in that property panel, the material is already white and it's exactly what we want. I'll just finish up. I'll finish it up like that. So that's what we have. However, we don't want them to be inside, we want them to be outside. So I'll click on that. There's a way I can also bring it outside without wasting a lot of time. I can come to my align. I'll pick this surface, then I'll pick that. It will bring these things outside. However, they are still stretching all the way inside. So I can select, then I drag it outside, just like that. You see how easy it is to work with extrusion. So I can still drag it like that. I can still drag it like that. Then I'll have this. You see that this is what I wanted to achieve here. Then I want this wall, I'm going to give it a dark color. So I'll come and click this paint, which is a PT. Still dark color, I'll paint this wall. I'll paint this wall like that. Okay. You see how we are achieving our facade. We are really achieving our facade the way we wanted it to be. So let's go ahead and create something on this wall, on this surface. So let me first save this work so that we don't lose it. So I'll come to architecture. We are going to do a lot of extrusions, model in place. You can also achieve these things with the wall tool. Select generic models. I click OK. Click OK. Extrusion. Set. Pick plane. OK. Then I need to be so sure of the plane I'm picking. Otherwise, I don't want to redraw this. I'll use this instead. Then I'll come to this rectangle. Then I'll draw my extrusion here, just like that. Today, before finishing it, I'll have to first pick lines. I'll have to pick away the window because I don't want to come and redo it afterwards. Let's pick that. I'll come and where did I pick that? I'll come and I think it's perfect. Looks to be perfect. So there's something I'm going to create on this wall because I want to create a unique facade here. I'll pick this. I'll create a line that is going across like this all the way to here. And then I'll also come and create another one down here that will go across like that. I'm going to create another one from here. It will go all the way like that. Then I'll create another one here to go all the way like that. Now we're going to offset this. I'll come to offset. I want to offset them at 50 or 30 here. Let me do 30. I'll offset 30 here, 30 here, 30 here, then 30 here. So we're going to split tool. I'll split here. I'll split another one here. I'll come and split another one here. I'll split here. You must know where to split, otherwise it will be very hard for you to achieve what you want to achieve. If you master where you are splitting and you know exactly what you want to achieve, it will be easier for you to do this. So now I'll finish splitting. I'll just come to trim. I'll extend this to this. I'll extend this to this. I'll extend that to that. I'll extend this to that to this. And then I come to this side. I'll extend this to this. Trim, extend, trim, extend, trim, extend. Then this side you trim, extend, you trim, extend, you trim, extend, you trim, extend. You go all round. Trim, extend, trim, extend, trim, extend, trim, extend. Now we have done the outside. We are supposed to also do these intersections, because with this intersection Revit cannot accept. So we shall split here, 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 then we trim like this, like this, like that, like that. Back to split, we go to the next intersection. Here you split, 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 trim, extend, trim, extend, trim, extend, trim, extend. Then down here, let's continue. We go to split, 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 split. Then you go to trim, trim, extend, trim, extend, trim, extend, trim, extend. So we are left with, I guess we are left with only this one here. So for this part here, I'll come to split. I'll split only here, I guess, and maybe here. I'll come to trim. I'll trim this. I'll extend it to that. This to that. Then I can delete this one. I think that is it. That should be it. Then we're going to finish. We click on finish, and the Revit accepts. The color is white. Revit accepts. So that's exactly what I want to achieve for this part. You see that? Some kind of facading. That is how you do your facading with the extrusion. So we shall, I guess I can create more of these openings, but I believe this is really enough for this side. This will be enough for this side. And then I am going to create, let us create something here like a planter, down here like a planter. So we can do that in the ground floor, So we shall come to our ground floor. Just in front here we shall use the wall tool. You can click on any of the walls you have created. You can say create similar. I'll come and create something here up to here. Then here, I first always create before I can do the measurements. So just like that. Now I can come to align dimension. I measure here, So just like that. This is a lot of space, so I'll click here. I'll do my flowers. The planters will be just 500 thick, but I don't really care about how long this one is. But these walls are not supposed to be tall. They are not supposed to be tall. When you come to the 3D, you see these walls are really tall. So I will select all of them. If you want to select the main components, you use Control on your keyboard to select multiple elements, just like that. Then when we come to the properties and the unconnected constraint, we shall just make it, let's say 300 really high. So you see that's what we shall have. We shall have this, but I want it to sit. For now, we're going to extend. We need to bring it down so that we know exactly the level, the ground level we have. We're going to create one more floor here. So when we come to the ground floor, we go to architecture, we come to floor, architecture floor. I'm going to create another floor here. It will be, let's first pick line, then we go to offset. I'll offset 150, just like that. Then I'll pick this line. I'll pick all round for now, just like that. Then I'll go to trim. I'll now extend these things. I'll extend. You remember we had the first one at 150, then the second one was negative 150. This one now will have to be negative 300. When you click OK, then you come to the 3D. That's what you have. See that? Then I have to create another one. I will create another one again. Come to the ground floor. I'll go to floor, just like that. I come to pick line. I'll still offset 150. This time I'll only offset for this side. The rest I don't offset. I'll leave like that. Then I'll just pick that. I'll pick this. I'll pick that. Then I'll trim. I'll extend. Just like that. And now at 300 we shall need it at negative 450, just like that. I'll create another step here. We now have 3 steps. I think we can create one more. To make life easier for us. So, however, the only one I'm going to create, do we need really more? Let me just extend this. So I'll come to I'll first of all pick this last floor we just created. Then I'll come to the ground floor. I'll say edit boundary. This time I'm going to pick I think I don't need it to, anyways. Let me pick this planter here. Then I'll simply come to the trim. I'll trim this to that. I'll trim this to this. Then I'll delete that one inside. I think I'll have to offset this one from behind 150. I'll set it 150. I'll trim like that. I'll trim like that, and then I'll also delete this. So I'll finish the model. I'll come to the 3D. That's what we have. Now I want this planter to be down. I want the planter to be sitting on this. So you can select all of them using the control key. Then of course we know that it's supposed to be negative 450. Is it? Yes, that's what we have. Supposed to be negative 150. And inside there we can create something that will be able to plant. You can use it for planting your flowers, right? That's what we wanted to create here. But I want this to go all the way this side. Where's the planter? Where's the planter? It can't be seen here. Maybe it can be seen in the foundation level. Yeah, it is here in the foundation level. So I'll come to align. Let me click one, come to align. I'll align it to this part here, just like that. When we come to our 3D, that's what we shall get. You see that? So that is a planter where we're going to plant our flowers. We shall also create another one this side, but that one will now come in the next part of this project. For today, let's stop there so that you can practice what we have learned in this. You need to go and practice so that you can really understand what you have done. So let's stop there, and we pick it up from here. Thank you so much. Make sure you subscribe, share with your friends. See you again.